Okay, students, I have had some questions about the lesson activities and about what to do and different things. And I'm going to give you some tips and tools and tricks to use in our class so that you can do a very good job. And what I'm about to show you, you'll go, what, huh? First of all, the lesson activities in our courses, if you click submit and send the material, save and exit, whatever it may be in order to go to the next slide, these items never make it to the teacher. We don't know why. We haven't been able to figure out the coding on it. And so we take the emphasis off of them. And there are some that are valuable, such as this one that you find in the History of English Language. This is actually slide 17. And if you you should be putting notes in your notebook, and if you are at that particular point, and I'm going to bring this over here so that we can take a look at it. So here's your notebook, and notice the lesson activity, slide 17 is what we're looking at. I want you to know, in most parts, if there's a lesson activity, print your answers by clicking the button at the top page, choose the PDF version and print it out in PDF, okay? Or you may want to print them onto paper, whichever works best. But what I say is just keep a shareable link of it in your lessons activity or of your lessons activities in the Google Drive. So copy what you've done on that, and you can turn that in as extra credit, okay? So save all those items, save them to later on, because you can use them if you need extra credit in the class. Now, in an assignment such as this one, 12.1.2, the history of the English language, during the tutorial, you're going to come across on slide 17, there is a question, and which of the three ways are you most likely to deal with unfamiliar words? So, this is what I want you to do, is I want you to explain your answers. Okay, how do you deal with words like noxious or thwack? Items that you may not have heard before. How do you deal with that? Well, typically you're going to put an answer here, and it will give you a character count of how many letters, but not how many words. In this case, you have about 15,000 characters, and typically, you know, words are about 5 letters each, 10 tops. That's about a 1,500 word essay if you're that prolific in your writing. But I want to show you a little something. I would encourage you just to hit JKL semicolon. Okay? Because what you do now is it allows it to submit. And here, when you hit submit, it will give you a sample answer. And you can always copy and paste these into your assignment notes in class. Okay, and however you want to, keep this nice and clean and such, you can have it go in a little bit so it meets the formatting, So you could do something like that if you want. I would strongly encourage it, because then when you're reading through your notes, you're going to go over this material again. So I would definitely suggest that to you in doing that in your class, because the sample answers that they give you are going to give you a clue as to how they think, or how the curriculum, when it was developed, and we had a slight hand in it. What kind of answers, or what did we want you to learn or understand? So these activities you're not getting graded on. So they may come to us, most of the time they do not. So don't worry about it. I'm not worried at all, but you do need to go through each one of these before it will allow you to move your slide on forward. So it's always a good practice to copy and paste. So, here, do you need anything submitted into that module? It tells you what we would be looking for. And there's quite a few if you all the way through this. So copy and paste this material, put it into your notebook, use your notebooks. Another clue in your notebooks. I'm going to go back to showing you some of the words that you need to know. You won't see smelly or thwack as one of the things or one of the words you need to know, but I give you a listing of terms that you want to know. And here's another little clue, a little trick. These words are typically going to be found in the questions that are used in the mastery test. So expect to have an understanding of what denotation means. You may be asked to give the denotative meaning of a word or the connotative meaning of a word. Or they'll give you an example of, say, a miracle play and ask you if it's a miracle play or a mystery play. And so these are little clues of items that you would find in your class that could be, that will appear on the mastery test. Also, it is okay to use your notebook when you're going through the mastery test and the unit test. I have no problem with that. Use those sources. It is okay with me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this, the history of the English language, and I am going to try to pull up. It'll take me a second here. Gotta see. My materials here. See if that comes in. Okay. So you can utilize those terms and those items in class as you go through. Now, one more thing that I'd like to talk about. I'll be here. My back and back. It's very good. So you when go up, it will actually compared to that. And need to pass. So I'll ask you for and always find that in a class located alongside the classroom where it is and when you are looking at it, you do that and will always give you an sheet for time to I will log it past and then just here and skill yes so you go into it. Okay. I'll just fly number different. It's just wait. If you click on it, you gotta find screen. It will put this video. And I just edited it. You will get an actual video of me talking about the test and this is more good morning. I'm gonna just a little bit long way. And to do make it get a little bit here. No. Right. Take 6 minutes. So this is here. So make it. And here are what? That good. Here's the test. So remember me. I exclude. Well, let's go. Hey. You can the tests. Where you the man test. Stop. Give some tricks. Remember, no. When you're business, and you use gather the information when here we go. So you use it and keep it So hope this works. Think I review this video. And I remember we're smart. No. Tools all about.